to my friends who are upset, I would say with respect, call somebody who cares. They better get used to this. It's USAID today. It's going to be Department of Education tomorrow.
Well, they weren't lying because it's tomorrow and they're getting rid of the Department of Education. Although protests have begun. Most people don't know what dark woke is. Again, you want to know what dark woke is? Dark woke is being a Karen. It's being mean. It's being vindictive, petty. It's being spiteful. It's being the person that cuts off family members that are Republican and are not, stop engaging with them. Give them the cold shoulder. Ignore them. If they need help, fuck them. Give these people consequences. They need to suffer. You don't, that's how you learn something is bad for you, by suffering. Drug addicts have to reach rock bottom before they can learn to get better. Fire hurts when you touch it, so you stop touching fire. The police equals protect and serve. The establishment, so never trust them. No, of course not trust them, but you can use them. If you become in the, because we're not talking about an institutional level. We're talking about in a town, specifically one police department's officers, the town in which you live. If you can manipulate those police officers into thinking that you are the type of person they are meant to protect, then even when ICE comes, maybe they like you enough to keep their mouth shut. You want to be able to set the stage to be Anne Frank if needed, right? I don't think that there's any chance of us coming together, male rights. They have no desire to. We tried that for 8 years. 8 years we tried to be conciliatory. 8 years we tried to be nice to you people, to say, to worry about your feelings, to try and reintegrate you, to say, no, that you're just brainwashed, that it's okay, that it's not your fault. Fuck you, it is your fault. You're brainwashed by choice now. You know better now. If you go back and decide to, change your opinion on something again that you have agreed to now, that's your fault. If you still support this regime, then you're the enemy. Male Rights USA, you need to choose right now, us or them. Choose right now. Because there is no bringing them over. Fuck those people. They are demons now. I don't care if it feels bad for the German in 1939 Germany. I don't care. I don't care. You don't get it, Visora. White men must be at the top, period. No room for anyone else ever. No circumstances. He's them, not us. I know. I just want him to say it. Pick a side. Because if you pick our side, you have to actually give a shit. I need to see some. You've been here for a while. You tried to join the Discord, Male Rights USA, and I kicked you out of it because I don't trust you enough. You're likely an infiltrator. So start, earning some goodwill if you want to stay. This is what I mean, is it's perfectly okay to work with the right that are remorseful, that don't like what's happening. They can be brought over. But at the same time, we have to be safe. They could be we could be infiltrated right now. They could be reporting this shit to Elon. Hey, look, I found another commie. I'm not even communist, but still. I've known MRUSA for a couple of years. Fair enough, but who knows? Maybe I'm just that good. You have until the end of this segment that I'm about to do, Male Rights, to pick a side. And this is dark woke, by the way. This is establishing a line and punishing them when they cross it. Establishing consequences for actions, establishing accountability, and at the same time, if you feel unsafe via sucks, don't go to the cops. Go to the fire department if you feel safer. It also, it depends on person to person there, but you want people around you. I believe in rehabilitating and educating fascists. No, I don't. You can't, not in this context. You need to be in power to do this. Right now, there is no rehabilitating or educating these people. They're the enemy and they want to kill you. You will die if you try and educate them instead of protect yourself. The power dynamic just seems too risky to me, specifically with the cops. If I was a big burly cis dude, maybe I would, but your kids are done. Don't go to the cops. But I worry about giving them too much information which they could use against you in your communities. If you have privilege, you can generally use it, but at the same time, like, you said, did you say that you were just trans, or did you say you were a trans woman or trans man? I can't remember. Sorry. Because like you have to understand now that these minor distinctions matter. We have new structures of class. Men get, okay, you're a trans woman. Okay, so you stay the fuck away from the cops. You go try and make friends in that community garden with all the like Karens in your community. You want to like, because they're the real Hitler. The like suburban white woman is fueling some of this Hitler. So you want to go and masquerade in a way that like makes the, because like when they think about trans people, right? They don't think about regular trans people. They think about what they see on Fox News. So you need to not be that and try and fit into whatever they expect as normal as best as possible, but they're also really dumb. So it's quite easy to manipulate these people. And is that morally right? No. But is it necessary for safety? Yes. I don't care anymore whether it's right or wrong. They're going to start killing us very, very soon. The protests have started, and I'm like, we already have heard that the military would be used against protesters, so I'm just kind of waiting for it. If you hop in the Discord, by the way, I do have a how to build a first aid kit for getting shot at a protest for massive blood loss to get someone to a hospital. But I do love that we're using Mexican flags. Now, the right wing keeps covering this because of all of the Mexican flags, as all of these are illegal immigrants and that they're all rioting in the streets and whatnot. But this is happening all over the country, by the way. We're about to get right-wing death squads. That's what the Jan and Tixers are for. I'm telling you, like, we're this close. Go listen to Bannon. Go listen to Fuentes. They are trying to recruit from the left right now for a reason. By the way, this is LA. This is the weirdest shit. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen at a protest. The police just left. They showed up, no arrests, and then they left. Now, I don't know whether it was just like because LA PD just gave them, I don't know, was like, fuck it, let them be angry because they're protesting Trump and we hate Trump too. Maybe, who knows? But this also just does seem like, I don't know why, because this is a good thing, right? But this feels bad to me. This feels like a really scary thing, and I can't understand why. Like I can't put my finger on it. But am I sounding crazy? The cops in like Los Angeles, again, this is California, a state that is not friendly to the current regime, but just leaving in the middle of a protest where people are lighting shit on fire, like it is ominous for some reason, and I can't quite put my finger on it because this was them earlier. Like, these guys just left. Like, they were out in full fucking force. And again, like, remember, we're not going to get to the death squads bit for a while. We want to have enslaved workers first. So if you don't believe in rehabilitating and educating, no, see, I do in a context that would support it. In our current context, I don't believe that it's possible because we don't have A, the power, B, the legitimacy, and C, the trust. I'm not the enemy. I lean libertarian. I'm against government taking anyone's freedom, so I'm an ally to all. So here's the thing, male rights. the fascism is being framed through a libertarian lens. But when I say libertarian, and when they say libertarian, they're very different things. Because libertarian is a socialist ideology. It is a mixture of socialism and anarchism. When they talk about libertarianism, they're talking about anarcho-capitalism. That's the kind of libertarian that they believe in, is a free trade, a free market. That is the system that killed the United States. It was the desire for this that gave Elon God Emperor power. It's kind of hard to have the death squads when those people are also trying to kill, have guns too. Well, that's the thing. Arm the left is important. That's why I keep posting that link that I'm not allowed to show on stream. But secondly, there are steps that need to be taken before we get there. America is not a country that will be okay with giving up a standard of living without extreme push beforehand. Now, right now, they're going to be worried about they're more worried about optics around creating the necessary conditions to start a war. Once the war is started, then we'll get the death camps. But up until then, I think you're safe. Which is why you need to go and, the idea that guns are going to save you is flawed. Well, it's not that guns are going to save you, it's communities going to save you. Which is why I keep saying join the SRA, because they're a bunch of queers with guns that will help you. Okay. But these protests are being suppressed in the media, by the way, like very, very little coverage at all. Almost exclusively by local news. They shouldn't have tasked a trans girl who only grew up online with building community and socializing. Via sucks. That is the disease of America. You need to be healed. You're sick. This is the mentality that killed this country. It is hyper fear of the outside and individualism. You're afraid of the people around you. You're afraid of your neighbors. You're afraid of leaving your solitary bunker of a space. And this is the death of humanity. You need to go and talk to strangers. It's very hard at first, but it gets very easy quickly. And people want this. They will be nice to you. I swear, go and join a D&D club. Go hang out at a cafe. Go get like a coffee outside. Sit there, bring a book and drink it. Chat with a stranger. It's not scary, and it is the only way forward. If the police stop you, follow the following guidelines. You say, I have the right to remain silent. No, if the police come up to you, you can ignore them. If they ask you a question, the only ones you legally have to answer are your name. You have to produce an ID. That's it. Now, if they want anything else from you, you ask, am I being arrested? They say no. You ask, am I free to go? They say yes, then you can go. If not, they say no, you ask, why am I being detained? It doesn't matter what they answer. Your next, the next thing that comes out of your mouth is, I want a lawyer, and then you shut the fuck up. From that point on, you just shut the fuck up. The thing is, they don't need to give you a lawyer anymore, because the Laken Riley Act passed. You don't have to show your ID. The smarter idea is to leave it in your car or at home. Well, the thing is, it doesn't matter anymore because the Laken Riley Act passed. You don't have due process anymore. Look, again, if you say you're not the enemy, man, I need to start seeing some... I need you to start agreeing with me more, or agreeing with other chatters more, at the very least. Like, you have to see the reality that we've come to.
We have a attention deficit problem in this country. You know, attention deficit, when you and I were growing up, our parents didn't use a drug, they used a belt and whipped our butt, and told us to sit down.
That's the world
Nowadays,
that they want
we give them Adderall and Ritalin. It's like candy.
This is the world they want to live in. They want to beat their kids. They want to treat them like property. They will lie openly because RFK was self-medicating for ADHD with fucking heroin. Again, members of Congress attempting to enter the USAID building are being kept out. That's fucking like, what's his name? The Turtle Man. Ilhan Omar is here. Like, Congress is locked out of a government building by an unelected billionaire who is now king of America. So, like, get your priorities together, guys. The Turtle, Mitch McConnell, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been trying to dig...
This is Democracy Now!
I've been trying to dig deeper into some of these people that are working with Elon to just cut parts of the government out. But, like, again, this is not a crime. They are making this shit up right the fuck now. It's a crime if you say it's a crime, and if the, I don't know what to call him, Sultan Emir Musk says that it's a crime, then it is a crime. Oh, here we go. Now attacking a member of Congress. Ilhan Omar is conducting seminars for Somalians who are living illegally in the U.S. without documentation, providing guidance and on how to evade deportation. She is breaking the law literally outright. So now we're going to have Elon Musk go after a member of Congress. And at that point, you can really have the proof set in that there is like there is nothing else. This is the story, guys. Like, Elon is powerful enough that now he can go after elected politicians with impunity. He owns the government. He pays everyone's bills, you know? Now, we got RFK put in as well. Like, this shit's bad. We're about to lose all of these jobs for teachers. Here is a Hitler.
Confirm that today. And I can also confirm that today, the first flights from the United States to Guantanamo Bay with illegal migrants are underway.
Who's going to be housed there? Is that the hardest of the criminals? Will there be families there? What is the goal at Guantanamo?
Could be all the above, Lawrence.
As in, we're sending entire families, including children, to Guantanamo Bay. Surprise!
And
Could be families.
Could be.
And I can also confirm that today,
we are genuinely evil, guys. Like, we have descended into the worst kind of state. We are a failed state. America is basically a fourth world country right now. I don't even know what this means. Like, everything that's being done right now should be treason. Like, if we lived in a real country, we would be hanging Elon Musk right now. Like, not to say that, like, I'm not saying that we should, but this is a capital crime. He's gotten rid of the Constitution. He's attacking members of Congress. He stole your Social Security money. I don't know how clearer I can make this, you know? Nobody voted for this. Nobody is okay with this. Nobody wants this. Even Republicans in Congress, like, what the fuck is going on? The only person who's okay with it is Donald Trump, and that's because he's a puppet. He has no thoughts, beliefs that he's fighting for on his own. Like, he doesn't care anymore. It's gone. It's just grift. Everything has been consumed by the grift. By the way, here's what ICE is like when they come to your neighborhood.
All of them? Isis, can you go live?
America has become everything they fought against in World War II. Yeah. Like, Jenny, we are on the level of Hitler has taken power. In less than half the time. Everything is moving so quickly, which is why I've been calling it the Blitzkrieg. But now it's like we're getting a couple days of quiet while they fuck around behind the scenes. The Groypers, again, the 19 to 21-year-old virgins who killed him. I can't believe America was killed by virgins. I can't. Like, that makes me angry.
Where's the warrant, man? Who's the leader?
Who's in charge?
VS sucks. Some of them do, and they're secretly okay with it, and some of them are just exposed to the same kind of normalcy bias. And like, it's not even libs. It's just regular people. Imagine having to, like, for example, my father's having a rough time with this because it's difficult for someone to explain to themselves, to imagine a world that is entirely different than what they believe, what they grew up in, what they just lived in like 2 days before. Everything is different, and that's very hard to cope with.
Who's in charge? Who's in charge, man? You guys treating us like criminals, man. Who's in charge?
Nobody. Nobody's in charge.
Who's in charge, man?
So it's true that Doge is it true that Doge closing is just closing it at the federal level, but schools, Department of Education closing, but the federal levels, but will not be closed instead of power shifts to the states? I haven't seen the bill yet, but what they're basically going to do here with education is make it so only rich people can go to school. Private schools, Catholic schools are the only schools that exist. And young kids are going to go to work. They're going to enact, in some places they already have. Public schools might still exist to teach people how to do labor. As the education plan Trump put out, the ideas were in-class work projects that would prepare them for jobs after school and unpaid internships as part of classrooms. So they're basically just going to be work camps for poor kids, and the rich kids will get like actual education in private schools. They've been trying to do this for a while the slower way. Now they can just do it the fast way. Rome died from the inside. Rome took like 500 years to fall. America just fell in the 2 weeks. I don't know if it was actually 500.
Bro, you guys are acting like we're
I made that up.
Is this what you guys do? That's
Yes.
my father, man. My wife is in there, man.
They don't care. They don't care.
And if you're not willing to help us, then we're not going to have this conversation. I mean, if you're willing to help us, then we can have conversation, but...
Do not let them bully you if you are someone with privilege.
Okay.
I mean, clearly you're talking and telling...
A lot of people did,
before
Simply
they have rights.
Steve.
I understand that, but you might...
A lot of them
you
did.
might not even be talking to these...
New York Times.
We're actually trying to figure it out,
Okay.
so...
That's totally fine. I'm sure you would have their contact information.
Well, this is the address that we have.
Okay.
Now, in the meantime, I want you to understand the mindset of the average conservative right now. Like, the world that they live in, mentally, is they think that this is their life. Now, by the way, this is all staged and fake, by the way. They're trying to bring back this vibe of opulence to mask the rotting, corrupt barrel of shit that they're building this on. It's going to be like copyrighted music or some shit, but... They're trying to make this look casual. By the way, one of the girls that was at this party has made it very clear that these are Instagram parties meant to just take pictures. Like, none of this is real or set up. You can see the people with cameras in this boat, just like... They're just trying to make Gatsby-style art here. Now, everything in this is fake, but that is the belief of the Republican. They think this is America right now. Yeah, you know what? This is the truth. And you know what? Fuck it. Like, you should be able to talk like that. That's dark woke too. Like, you're not attacking anybody necessarily unless, you know, you're directing your hate at somebody. But like, you need to stop giving a shit about, like, I don't know, a random person on Twitter calling someone a
Gentle lady.
Get over it. I know it's not good. Don't do it as a slur to, like, I don't know, people who would be slurred by it. But like, we need to stop getting mad at other people doing it. You don't have to do it yourself. Just stop getting mad at everyone else on the left for it because it's counterproductive. Oh, by the way, another Jan 6er got arrested for child sex crimes. This is like 4 or 5, I think. They're all, like I've said this before, all Nazis are pedophiles, but not all pedophiles are Nazis. Close enough, though. Oh, and on top of this, you know how they wanted to keep the kids safe? Trump orders schools to ease sexual assault rules. I don't know why. Okay, well, it's because of Title IX. It's just, they hate you so much. And they love to lie. Again, Trump's not in charge. Everything that's happening right now is just Project 2025 being implemented. We are becoming Argentina. The only difference is that Elon Musk stepped in midway through, and now everything's unclear. Like, no one knows what's going to happen now because of that. But that was the track that we were on. But remember, like, this is what the psychopath tech billionaires are saying.
I still expect, although I don't know what, and this is over a long period of time. This is not a like next year or, the year after that kind of thing. But over a long period of time, I still expect that there will be some change required to the social contract, given how powerful we expect this technology to be. I'm not a believer that there won't be any jobs. I think we always find new things to do. But I do think like the whole structure of society itself will
now,
be up for some.
They want to change the social contract. It's just not in a way that would benefit anybody. Now, again, this is what I mean by we are at the crucial tipping point. We are either going to tip towards fascism or tip away from fascism collectively. Because that is the social contract has changed. It is now under attack. We are under attack. Our society, our culture is under attack. They want to erase it. I want UBI. I absolutely love the idea of UBI. I just don't want psychopaths in charge of it. That's the issue. The difference here is they're the enemy. They're the fascists. They want UBI for the people they consider good enough, and everyone else can die. You're the German citizen in 1939 being like, woo, my life standards are going up, while you're gearing up to just crush the bones and bodies of millions of people to keep that maintained and sustainable. No. I don't want this guy to succeed. This is evil shit. And rich people have DEI, UBI, all that shit. They just don't want us to have it. Again, though, this is the big thing. The fact that we are aware that the dollar is gone and we are removing our global soft power is huge, actually.
Today, Brazil,
this is
in our hemisphere, largest country in the Western Hemisphere south of us, cut a trade deal with China. They're going to, from now on, do trade in their own currencies, get right around the dollar. They're creating a secondary economy in the world, totally independent of the United States. We won't have to talk about sanctions in 5 years because there'll be so many countries transacting in currencies other than the dollar that we won't have the ability to sanction.
BRICS is through the roof. America's going to default on the debt. You guys understand that, right? That's the whole point of the Sovereign Wealth Fund, is to funnel tax money into it, use it on crypto and AI shit, and then just drop everything. What is going on in Fox News? They have been bashing America a lot lately. They are trying to shift towards the nationalists. Like I said, for those that weren't here before, we are in the stage. I'm just going to do this segment a bit again because I don't think I gave it quite enough of a layer of importance. This is big. This is the biggest thing that you need to start paying attention to. We are out here. What they're doing right now is suddenly quite a lot of MAGA, or the right rather, has shifted against Trump, angry. They're angry at Elon Musk. They're talking about leftist talking points. They're talking about the people separate from the billionaires, how the billionaires are attacking you. They are trying to, now they've made everything worse on purpose. And in this material conditions of instability, insecurity, and lack, they will be able to, they're going to try and do a Bernie thing, right? They're going to try and do leftist economic populism. They're building national socialism because, again, they're nationalists, but listen to their words. They sound like me. They sound like a socialist. Now, we know for a fact that National Socialism is not socialism. It is fascism. It's not like there is no socialism inherent in it. It revolves around the death of socialism. But they call themselves this. Listen to the things they talk about and attribute them to the economic system, whether it's capitalism or socialism, but then listen to themselves calling themselves a nationalist and a populist.
Working on populist nationalism for,
This is the guy who created Breitbart. He is the guy who normalized Nazis in America in 2016.
years. And I'm a hardcore populist. I'm a hardcore nationalist. I'm not a conservative. I think conservatives are pussies. The Republican Party's a bunch of pussies.
They're controlled opposition. This is why Fox News has started bashing like the right, bashing America, is because they want to build this system. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to have the Nationalist Party come up and say, hey, we're sick of this two-party system. It doesn't work. The billionaires keep winning. Look, even Trump bended the knee to Elon Musk. I'm fucking done with this shit. Third-party nationalist populism with economics, and they're going to try and suck in everybody who's on the left economically with bullshit that they're lying about, with the intention of using that to do nationalist imperialism. Tim Pool, after we destroy the Canadian economy, their will to resist will erode. We will then march in unopposed and deliver Canada to its rightful place as a territory of the U.S. with no political representation. No political representation. You mean a colony? Again, pay attention. We're building like camps in other countries. Sorry, not that one. That's the wrong one. We are building internment camps in other countries. These are death camps, guys. They're either labor or death camps. We're talking about eugenics on Fox News.
How are air traffic controllers not essential workers? I have no idea. And this DEI thing isn't just a race thing. Biden instituted DEI quotas at the FAA in order to recruit workers who were deaf, vision impaired, missing limbs.
This is just eugenics. This is Nazi
epileptic,
shit. Openly.
People who were severely intellectually disabled, psychiatrically disabled.
All of this is, and dwarves. Like, again, like what, like, how clear can you make it? But on top of this here, the kicker, this is what they plan to do on a wide and mass scale to try and pick up people just like you, MR, actually. You are the exact target audience of this kind of propaganda.
All of the culture...
I'll bet you'll fall for it, unfortunately.
War propaganda, it's bait. It's all fake. You know, I'm watching videos by Daniel Schmidt and John Doyle. I'm watching videos by young white guys who think that our country is being run by black bureaucrats. Young white radicals who have been screwed out of a future. Their future has been mortgaged. They have been sold into debt slavery. There is no hope. You are a minority in your country. This is a country financed by debt. No one is deflating this global debt bubble. We are all going to pay the cost.
Wrong. There's a reason I'm not saying anything. And is because the points that he's making, to an extent, simplified, are pretty much correct. But the intention here is to build trust with you. No one is going to... People are already being sent to the camps right now, Male Rights. They are literally being sent there as we speak. We just sent people to Gitmo. Have you not been paying attention? Genuinely, like you need to answer for that question. I'm pretty mad right now. If you have watched all of this and you've been watching me for the last few streams and you think nobody's going to camps when literally everybody, including the people in charge, are talking about the camps. I've built them. We are using them. There are people being sent there right now. You have one chance to accept this. I know. I'm just like, this is going to be the ban. Like, you got to stop trolling. Just stick up for, like, you can just say that you're a right-winger and I won't ban you. Just stop pretending. Either argue with me like a actual fucking man, be a man and argue with me, or fuck off if you're going to be a right-winger. If you actually care, if you actually think for a second, if you want to learn, you would have by now. I'm like, I've had enough of this shit.
They have been tricked by billionaires into taking out their anger at black people. And it is true that black
again, this is going to be liberal fascism because they need their multiculturalism to keep the fascism running.
People are responsible for the criminality. It is true that Hispanics make up the bulk of the illegal immigrants, but they are not the planners and the managers of our society. And yet, young white radicals, all of their righteous indignation and anger is being channeled and directed at Democrats. It's being directed at bureaucrats in the federal government. Everything is being channeled as an attack against DEI, as an attack against some such policy like that. Don't look at the billionaires that are funding this. Don't look too closely at Musk and Thiel and Andreessen and Adelson. Don't look at those people. It's the black and brown bodies.
Now, like, again, he is correct. And this is the scary thing. They're going to use this. And it really does scare me that they might be we might be just dumb enough that this will work on the average American. But the best option here of what the good timeline is all of this just increases China's global, like, dominance. Unfortunately, like, I am pro-China now. We're the bad. They're infinitely better right now than America is as, like, a government. Like, yes, they're both genocidal and expansionist, but, like, China's stable. They're not insane. Their leaders aren't on drugs. You can be LGBT in China. It's just, like, hard. Like, it's not illegal, you know? Like, they're not gonna disappear you off the street. It's just difficult to be. You'll probably have. You know what? Let me not make a claim. Hold on. You have trans rights in China. You would literally have more rights in China as a trans woman, Vesux, than you do currently in America right now. Because, like, you don't technically exist in America right now, whereas it is perfectly legal. I mean, there's no protections or discriminations based on any of this stuff, but, like, you can be it. Like, people just might get mad at you. I'm talking about American citizens, not the holding center for people being deported. Look at the thing. AOC cries about kids in cages, then is quiet once Biden is elected. Okay, no, fuck you. Like, you're literally just trolling right now. Fuck that shit. This is what I mean. No more playing games with these folks. Done. Done. Because that's what they do. They just come in here and they say things that you know that they know better of in an attempt to get you to engage with them. And sometimes it's worth it because I can use these people as, like, a jumping off tool. Like, they ask a stupid question, then I get to go on a rant. I get to yell at people, and it's entertaining. But at the same time, like, there's a limit to how worthy how worth it is to have this person around. And at this point, it's just getting dangerous. Let's listen to Emma Vigeland and Sam Cedar's outlook on the Steve Bannon situation. I'm going to leave you with them for like 10 seconds first, though.
an advisor to Trump. He is.
I think informally, just because he's still like a broadcaster mostly, he still just has his show.
Well, that didn't stop Sean Hannity.
No, certainly not.
I mean,
but the real
Stephen
question
Miller's high
is
up there. That's probably his go-between.
Yeah,
it is.
I mean, it is. Bannon has been pretty vocal that he's mad that guys like Elon Musk have pushed him out. Now, who knows, how sincere it is. But it's interesting because to the extent that there is any sort of like factions within the Trump world, it is how much should we prioritize xenophobia and how much should we prioritize kleptocracy? It really is just a question of emphasis. But this is what this exchange between Dothout and Bannon brings up is that the Democrats, and this is when people say socialism is the way to fight fascism.
What's up, Schmitzborg?
What
no,
Bannon
I'm not
brings
yelling
up
at anybody.
here, and
Yeah, I just banned them. I know that they're a troll, but like I said, they were useful at some points to, jump off of. So, my view here, from the perspective of like a Marxist, is going to be vastly different than you would expect. But yeah, he's gone. But like, let me skip a bit forward because Sam talks very
the way that he addresses even Bernie Sanders, it has to sort of struggle to find a way to undercut Sanders, and it has to actually sort of lie. Yep. It exemplifies the vacuum that's been created and the space that exists for so-called right-wing populism. Because the difference between right-wing populism and left-wing populism is left-wing populism is an economic populism that extends to everyone. Right-wing populism necessarily needs to demonize an other. It could be an internal other or it could be an external other. Here is Dothout with Steve Bannon.
Trying to come to America for the sins of global finance and so on.
Sorry, go back even further. We need to get the full Dothout question here.
And there needed to be a populist surge, but all
the way to start.
Why is it so central? And what do you say to
so just
drill down on immigration for a minute?
The question up to this is Bannon saying how the 2008 financial crisis led to a bunch of working class energy into the Republican side of things.
Now, again, think about another economic crisis, worse than 2008, as we discussed, that the impending economic doom of America ties much closer to, historically, the Great Depression, with high inflation, tariffs, trade wars, and an insane president. Oh yeah, I am almost at 500 followers on YouTube as well. Guys, please go and like the YouTube stream because I am so close to getting monetized on there.
Huge.
I'm actually really happy the last couple videos blew up because once I get the followers, I still need the watch time, and I'm only at about 2,800. But yeah, no, honestly, this situation that we're in is one that is created on purpose. From what I can see here is we thought for a while that there was a split between the right and the tech right. And there is, but not to the degree that we thought. What they're planning is setting up a large economic crisis for the next couple of years. Even Donald Trump said it. You need to feel the pain. You'll come out better on the other side. It's worth it, et cetera, et cetera. And during these 2 years, they're going to create this third party, this nationalist party. We're going to pretend like we still have a democracy, and they're going to rally economic populism to try and pick people off from the left. While everything is struggling, Trump is being crazy, they're now the right wing yelling at Trump and siding with people like Bernie Sanders. They will build up a following of young people that actually want socialism and turn them into Nazis. This is the most dangerous thing that we have on the table right now, because I'm willing to bet that this is part of the plan. The people that Elon has with him, destroying the government, playing with the treasury, looking at your social security number, et cetera, are groypers. They're Nick Fuentes types. They're 19 to 21. They hate black people. They're racist. They hate women. I tried to look for some of their tweets online, but I don't care enough to know that these are horrible human beings. But they fit right in with this ideology. So again, the idea, all of this ties back to both not only heritage with Project 2025, but stuff like dark enlightenment from Peter Thiel and Curtis Yarvin and what all of these other tech billionaires believe. They're accelerationists. Their goal is to make everything worse so that they can funnel everybody into economic populism from the right and do national socialism. They are actual Nazis. That's why the from my heart thing is actually, stop debating it. They are being open.
And to be clear, part of that was, and I would take issue with the idea of Republican energy. I would say it created a nihilism, because you remember Barack Obama had a choice. He could do what FDR did, which is make homeowners whole and have them pay the banks because they were underwater on their mortgages.
Stop quoting law at those carrying swords. Exactly. Because every time we try, the Congress members are being locked out of the building. They've had their passwords changed. Elon's installed. Remember Benghazi with the private email server? He's literally installed them in every part of the government now. That shit does not matter. We can't, physically, you cannot have any trust that if we had an election in 2026, that it wouldn't be rigged, because Elon has access to the vote tabulators with his private servers that are attached to them. His hard drives, he has everything. He said nihilism by saying nihilism. I don't know. It's Sam.
Or he could ask the banks to give a break. He could pay off the banks and ask the banks to give a break to the homeowners. He did the latter because Robert Rubin and told him.
The plan here, they're not going to bail anyone out. All of this is a ploy to crash the economy and funnel everything into the sovereign wealth fund so that they can funnel that into AI spending. We have just become the Saudis. We are the United Emirates of America.
Too. And it turns out the banks were like, thanks for the money, but about that favor you wanted from us, we don't have to do it, and so we're not going to. And so you basically had somewhere between 2 and 4 million people lose their homes in foreclosures. And it created a lot of disaffection. On top of which, the Obama administration really had their foot on the brakes in terms of the economic recovery. So the stimulus that they had was...
Democracy has fallen. The public just hasn't realized it yet, which is why we were watching that video on observation bias, where if everyone else is not panicking, then you don't feel like you should be panicking. Whereas you should absolutely be fucking panicking. Every possible thing that could happen that is bad is happening. We have a human outbreak of bird flu in Mexico as well. On top of this, we're not doing great. And again, blaming the left has already started. Chicago raids expose how leftist groups helped criminals evade ICE, coaching them to fight back, with God King Elmo Stumps and his puppet Donut Trump. Genuinely, not even remotely an exaggeration. But I have a solution. Well, not necessarily a solution, but an idea. Human fucking bird flu. Yep, we've had it cross to humans a couple times. We have a couple human cases in the UK. Now we have the first one in Mexico. We don't know what's happening in the US because they took down all of the sites that report data. But I do know that the flu season has been incredibly rough and that a lot of hospitals are currently being overwhelmed. I still hope they call it chicken flu. I hope they call it Trump flu. Now, the techno-feudal lords that are ruling us, what we can do to stop it. Why do you have to be so gooner-brained, Batgaz? You think I would make a ministry for that? We talk about brainwashing as if it's some, fantasy trope from movies, but what else is the algorithm doing? You spend most of your day on your phone, on your electronics. It gives you recommendations based on what you like and what you do, and you live your life accordingly. That's like the same thing that people do with AI now. You ask ChatGPT, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I fix this? How do I cook this? And you're not thinking for yourself. You are being led by machines, by algorithms that are telling you what to do. And because they're usually useful and they're convenient and they're easy, you use them. But as Marx said, like machines are the death of humanity. Like this is not a good thing, because you are training yourself as it trains you to keep relying on it. You are training yourself to not rely on yourself at all. And so once that is unavailable to you, you are useless. You can't think for yourself. That's the goal. Hassan gave a good explanation on this on his stream a few days ago in Japan. Oh, cool. I see. I keep saying like it's kind of cringe to make the cyberpunk reference, but it's kind of apt in a lot of ways. It's almost like we have taken it to the comical extreme. I was making a joke back, Gaz, because like you made a ministry up of that of course we want our phone and of course we use it. Of course parts of it are helpful. Honestly, like I hate AI. But if I'm too lazy to Google something, I'll ask ChatGPT the question. And oftentimes I'll make it link me to like the source if I really like, if it's something that, if it gets a little bit of it wrong, if it matters, I'll tell it to link me a source. It's actually better than Googling shit half the time. I'll give it that. But other than that, you need to try and figure shit out for yourself. Like, I don't like to read a manual when I play a video game. I don't like to know how to do a thing before I start doing it. And that is a good skill to have, to just start fixing some shit. Now, it's not just fixing some shit, but anything. Any problem in your life, consider it and don't ask for help first. And if you need help, it's perfectly okay to ask for help. But we have set up society in a way where nobody is trying. Kids in school don't care about school and they don't read because they have AI do everything for them. They don't experience anything. It means nothing to them. We have created a system of social media that is addicting to use openly. Like there's no issue with the fact that it is knowingly 100% addicting and bad for you, especially for young people. And that system engages them in a way that gets them hooked and continue on. Like it just continues on forever and forever and ever. It destroys your short attention span, like things like TikTok, but even shorts, reels, any of that. Spending time scrolling, you're building pathways in your mind over and over and over again that are antisocial. I'll say this forever, but the benefits of community online, albeit very real and can be very useful, can only create a facsimile of the benefits of in-person social interaction. In-person social interaction is good for you on a, like, I don't believe in God or souls or spirits or anything, but like on a spiritual level, it's the best way I can ascribe something to it. We're gonna end up like Dune, where personal computers are outlawed. I would love that. Genuinely, Butlerian jihad right now. Except unfortunately we're not. We're gonna end up with fucking everyone has to have a goddamn Neuralink in their brain or something. The Chinese techno-feudal lords would be bad, but Elon Musk is like a demon, so.
Democratic terms. We've gained the capacity to be heard.
Your own government is more of a threat to your data than a foreign one, IMO, unless China wanted to conduct mass identity. China's like already getting our data anyway. You think that our companies don't just sell the data to China? Why wouldn't they? Like, Donald Trump is actually working behind the scenes for China. Even Rachel Maddow said it. I can't believe we missed this earlier. Hold on.
With Trump calling the press the enemy of the people or whatever Stalinist thing he's onto now.
I can't believe she called him a Stalinist. I love Rachel Maddow for that so much.
With Trump calling out or somebody in politics complaining about press coverage. It's not even the typical thing with Trump calling the press the enemy of the people or whatever Stalinist thing he's onto now.
Stalinist.
This is what they call the Viktor Orban playbook.
It's so perfect. Germany has strong data laws because the Nazis used available data to search for targets. Yeah, and exactly. And now Elon Musk has all of your data. He knows everything about you. Because everything the government knows about you, he has. So
So
And famously,
all of us
yes,
have a
Stalin was
podcast.
Hitler.
We can all broadcast our views, and this is a fantastic thing. Let's not be critical of that. But at the same time, we have created a megaphone by which the algorithms of the very, very few have the capacity to create rents for their owners by doing what? By effectively turning us against one another, because this is how their algorithm is optimizing their capacity to extract rents.
Anger, disgust, jealousy, like resentment, these are the things that drive you to stay online for longer. So they make money off it. So you become an angrier, shittier person because everything is trying to make you feel that way constantly.
By making sure that they maximize our engagement with the screen.
One of the big concerns in recent...
Well, Musk is literally like the Sultan right now. And like, that's it. That's the thing. Like Elon Musk has the government alone. No one else has any power right now. He has all of the power.
Has been Google.
And yes, you can absolutely be a Zionist and a Nazi. Look at Netanyahu. You can absolutely be a Zionist and a Nazi. The fucking founding of Israel was partially done by extremist groups that tried to work with the Nazis, like Jewish groups that were trying to work with the Nazis. The Likud party, actually, the party that Netanyahu is a part of. Einstein talked about how similar they were to the Nazis back in '49.
Power controls the search of about 96% of the internet. Do you see Google actually being split up, as some people are suggesting at the moment?
What the fuck?
Absolutely.
What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Why is this on my timeline? Hold on. I have to, like, censor it a bit. You see this? This is a fully naked photo of Donald Trump. Why are you on my phone? But the Majority Report reposted it. Oh my goodness. And no, Nazi doesn't necessarily imply anti-Semitic, although they are anti-Semitic. They're also Christian Nazis. The reason why American Nazis like Israel are because of the Christian nationalist ones. They think that they literally, I'm not joking when I say this, by the way, 52% of Americans, first of all, believe angels are real, but like 34 to 35 to 37% of these people, they think that once all of the Jews kick all of they all have to go to Israel, all of the Jews need to be there, and then they need to kick out the enemy's forces and then start the war for humanity with like the devil, and then Jesus will come down and will I'm not even fucking making this up. 32%, 34%, something like that, minimum of the country believe this, and that the rapture will come and bring them up to heaven. It's insane. These people are nuts.
No. This is a pie in the sky. Breaking up Google from the search engine from YouTube.
Thanks for the link, Shardsport. I'll have a look at it in a minute.
The power of the Google search engine over you. The standard way of thinking.
The Nazis were eugenicists. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize the video wasn't playing. The Nazis were eugenicists, as in they thought they were better than everybody else, that they were the master race. They were an expansionist military power, and they wanted to go and annex other people's lands. They you know what? Hold on. Let me ask it to you this way. Right? Hold on. Really, really quickly. Could you tell me what country I am describing right now when I give you these definitions? 1, name the regime. Threatened to intimidate its geopolitical neighbors. 2, cozied up to foreign dictators, creating new alliances of aggression. 3, scapegoating communists, socialists, and Marxists. 4, scapegoats Jews, black people, brown people, immigrants, LGBT people, disabled people. Wants submissive women, banned abortion. Systematically radicalized and mobilized young men as enforcers. Created concentration camps, targeted the previous government for retribution, despite a peaceful transfer of power, seized all aspects of the administrative state, made the legislative and judicial branches subservient to the dictator, attacked the press as dishonest, and cracked down on dissidents, and attacked education, unions, and liberalism. Yep. We are right in that category, and so are Nazis. Does Nazi imply genocide? I think you can be a National Socialist and not decide to do genocide. I don't think you can. Nazis imply genocide. You can't be a National Socialist in the way that National Socialism exists. Like, you can't have the beliefs of National Socialism. You can have socialism or you can have nationalism. The two, like, do not work together, because nationalism is about creating a state to rule over the people, whereas socialism is fundamentally about removing the power of the state. You can't have National Socialism. Socialism requires no state, or a limited power state. You can't have, you know, it both ways. It's like the fact that, like, American libertarians are the exact opposite of actual libertarians, but they can still call themselves that. American Nazis are the same as German Nazis to the point of belief, but not into the point of action. Americans are lazy. Americans are entitled. We don't like to sacrifice. This is what they have to overcome. They need to convince the country, a country of people who would literally rather, like, beat a homeless man for fun than give him a meal, need to learn to sacrifice for the country. They are going to try and build the idea of community through a top-down structure. They're trying to do exactly what I've been trying to do to you guys for a while, but the reverse, with them in control instead of all of us are in control. That's the difference. This is all the things that Nazis did, and this is all the things that we did. Now, America's not going to do this, but the rest of the world can. Remember, Australia banned social media for 16 and under, or at least most social media. So, like, this is something that can be employed, especially if you live outside the U.S. I'm planning on starting a propaganda network in my city centered at my university to spread flyers and handouts throughout all of the buildings and all of the message boards with weekly updates, boards. Based, man. Shardspork, you are an American hero, and you're doing your duty to protect the country. Like, these people are literally un-American enemies invading the country now. The federal government has fallen, the Constitution is no longer valid, and these people are imposing tyranny on you. This is literally what the Second Amendment was built for. In unelected God King imposing tyranny on you, taxing you, taking your shit after having overthrown the government. The man should be, like, globally declared as Hitler right now. Come on. Gonna recruit some faculty and staff too. Based. Be safe, especially doing stuff in real life, because, like, we don't live in a safe society anymore.
Platform owners. If we really want to regulate, we should introduce interoperability. Legally, it can be done.
So you're on social media. I'm going to upload this interview onto social media. How do we escape it? Can we escape it? Should we escape it?
Absolutely.
I will meet you on
and
the
the answer
fields
is
of
democracy.
Elysium.
Democratic.
What is it with, like, boys and the fantasy of dying in battle? We lived in the most prosperous civilization and time in human history. America, a year ago, was the most prosperous place that had ever existed on Earth by numbers. Obviously not by the standard of living by every person, but go to a major city, any major city in the US, and pick a random place in and around the city or the suburbs. The standard of living, the prosperity felt, is leagues ahead of anything that's ever existed before. And we threw all of that away. Genuinely, we just burned all of it to the ground. This coup was like Nero burning Rome to the ground and then doing the coup.
Politics. You see, politics is not a luxury. It's not something that some people do like a hobby.
Yeah,
like,
you need to get anyone that says, oh, like, I don't care about politics, or, oh, it doesn't interest me. You need to slap the shit out of that person. Like, I'm not, like, kidding, obviously, but, like, get them awake. Politics is everything. You're gonna die, motherfucker. Like, they are stealing from you right now. Politics is your life. Suck it up. No one likes politics. We all have to deal with it.
Surfing. Capital.
You want to know the type of people in charge right now? This is one of the Doge employees, right? So first of all, what the fuck are you wearing, man? Are you kidding me? Like, this is what you wear to go overthrow the American government? We are such a fucking clown show. Like, this cringe motherfucker overthrew America's government. This little incel virgin wearing shorts with a suit jacket? Like, what is wrong with you? But you want to know what type of person he is? His LinkedIn profile is called Big Balls. To be slapped around by Visora, that would be one of... you see, exactly, that's goon posting. But you know what? I would happily give out slaps to people because it's fun to slap the shit out of somebody. Yeah, I'm not gonna go easy though. Understand, right? This kid was a camp counselor, a systems engineer, warehouse team member, and an assistant bike mechanic. He graduated high school, and I guess he got a degree from Johns Hopkins for engineering. Like, this is the dumbest motherfucker to be ripping apart can you guys stop focusing on gooning and talk about the, like, I don't know, the coup of the largest, most powerful country in the world happening like over the course of a day with no interruption, with no pushback? What is this?
Yeah. But there's a separate story to the excursion of today.
Okay.
It is one of the goon.
Oh my god.
Okay. Gooning has
I did this to myself now.
Gooning has become a cultural sensation.
Yes.
There are only two ways that Gen Z goes nowadays. They either become the anti-fap connoisseurs.
Semen retention.
But
semen retention.
Apparently you have to be the incels to overthrow the government. So
connoisseurs, heavily anti-porn and anti-sex work in general, or they become sex-crazed gooners. Now, Ray, you asked earlier about what gooners are, and I told you gooning is not simply a hobby, but more so a lifestyle or an ideology.
okay, I'm sorry, I don't
because-
care. I don't want to listen to gooners. Did you guys see that Canada booed our national anthem because it was pretty based?
8-year-old Kyra Daniel.
This is not a Reen. There was no election. There is no election. The richest man in the world walked into the Treasury Department, was told no by the people Trump put in place, was told no. That guy got fired, walked into the Treasury, and took over the government. He has everything. He has more power than Trump now. He overthrew the government. Elon Musk has, to the point where he is now removing key agencies that help with U.S. global hegemony, soft power shit. He has your access to your social security numbers. People Congress people are being blocked from buildings and locked out of their computers. Elon Musk has put in private servers and hard drives and fucking every illegal thing you could possibly think of is happening. He's stolen all of the information. He's in every data bank. It's bad. And by the way, all of this is illegal. Every single bit of it. The Constitution has been entirely ignored. Nothing he's done is legal. He should be easily, in a real country, we would be hanging him for treason right now.
Elon Musk, I want to see if you want to respond to him. He is actually singling you out.
He's making up laws out of his asshole. He's saying that it's illegal to talk about the people, he's calling it a crime for people who post this. Just the guy, that one of the several. We have the fucking District of Columbia Attorney General. Our initial review of evidence presents to us indicates that certain individuals or groups have committed acts that appear to violate the law in targeting Doge employees. What law? There is no law. They're not legally allowed to be here. Doge wasn't legally allowed under the Constitution or any American law to undo an act of Congress like U.S. aid, for example. Literally, I'm not saying that he's a Russian or a Chinese agent, but if I was a Russian Chinese agent, I would have done those exact things.
On X, he retweeted a post that alleged you were telling Somalians who are illegally in the country how to avoid deportation.
Yeah, Congress has no power. That Congress can't get in the building because Elon locked them out. And Elon's not a federal official. He's not in the government. I think he just appointed himself like a super position or like a supervisor position. He's locked Congress out of their computers and their jobs. There is no Congress.
Do speak Somali in the clip, and the translation, according to the translation, it shows you telling people that if ICE attempts to question them, they are not obliged to answer those questions. I do not speak Somali, and I'm basing this on the translation that he retweeted here. And this is guidance that we have heard from many immigration advocates.
Like, again, OSHA, gone, taken away from you. We have, again, just people posting about the people that Musk is working with on Twitter. Apparently, they've all committed crimes. This is upside down world.
But Musk says that you are, quote, breaking the law literally outright.
He is breaking the law in the most open way. There is no law. He's the Sultan. Emir.
Well, it just shows you how much he lacks an understanding of what the laws of this country are. In the clip, it was an interview that I gave to a reporter. I'm not in that room, actually, that they pan out to. That is an edited video. And in the interview, I was
He broke all of the laws, yeah. He broke the government. The United States government fell. Like, this is unprecedented. You guys, like... what are you going to do, Shards Fork? What do you mean citizens arrest? What can we do? This is like, we need other countries to save us now. The guy has control of everything. He has access to everything. He has access to the voting machines.
Documented or who their documentations
we're never going to have an election again.
It is important for people to exercise their Fifth Amendment right to remain silent unless they feel confident that they have the legal protections that they need. Nobody needs to put themselves.
The court is talking, like the Attorney General is talking about arresting anybody that interferes or impedes Doge, which mean like they're already doing all of the illegal things. It's over. The sovereign wealth fund is going to just steal all of your money and make you poor, and then they're going to turn you into Nazis. Watch this stream from the very beginning. You'll understand.
At jeopardy by speaking to law enforcement if they do not have the advice of lawyers. And we continue to tell people that.
So, like, apparently she's broken the law for telling other people to, like, you know, use their rights.
November 5th,
I want to see
2024.
this. I haven't seen this. I like
Donald Trump
the ads
defeats
that these
a divided and dispirited Democratic campaign. On January 20th, 2025, Donald Trump is sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. Unfortunately, he keeps his promises. Trump seizes control of a divided government, signing hundreds of executive orders implementing Project 2025.
Understand what Project 2025 is again, just real quick, because I explained this at the beginning. This is what a corpo would call a leveraged buyout. It is when you buy an entity, when you take it over as your own, you privatize it. Let's say you hold stock in a company, you have the majority stock with a couple people with you, and you buy the company outright. What you would do is then gut the inside of that company, remove everything from it, and then build a cheaper and functional version of it, a shittier version of it in its place. That is what Project 2025 is meant to do. We've seen this play out in Argentina because that was the same plan that was used. The difference here is Elon has thrown a wrench in all of this. Elon has changed the equation. Now we have no idea what's going to happen. They're going to do the vast majority of Project 2025, but Elon has power to do whatever the fuck he wants. He could just say no to this and yes to that. I want this and let's do that.
Places over 50,000 civil servants with hardline MAGA loyalists. The federal oath of office now requires declaring loyalty to the president, not the Constitution.
Yeah, well, that sounds pretty bad on its own.
Protected by the Supreme Court's grant of total immunity for official acts, Donald Trump orders the Department of Justice to arrest members of the January 6th Commission, current and former DOJ employees, and political opponents for treason, election interference, and conspiracy. He declares it to be an official act. Trump ends birthright citizenship by executive order and turns millions of American-born citizens into illegal aliens.
By the way, this shit's in the courts, but nobody cares because they put out so much stuff that like nothing is going to get through the courts. The courts are frozen. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Overnight. Mass deportations began.
They're arrested, like they're arresting U.S. citizens. We've had Native Americans being arrested by ICE for deportation. They don't care if you have your papers. They just don't care. You're going to
Hundreds
the camps,
of thousands,
period.
including legal U.S.
Literally,
residents
the courts
and
can do
American
nothing.
citizens are
The Supreme Court can do nothing. Congress can do nothing. The president means nothing. America has fallen. You guys just need to like take that in. Every institution is powerless.
imprisoned in newly built camps. Protests erupt. Trump addresses the nation from the Oval Office, invoking the Insurrection Act and declaring the protesters a danger to American sovereignty.
This is what's going to happen
He
soon.
orders the National Guard to use deadly force to suppress the protests.
I would
In the wake of the bloody violence, Trump declares nationwide martial law, awarding himself new powers under the freshly signed American Sovereignty Protection Order, which defines protest of immigration policies as non-protected speech and a threat to national security.
Yep, that's coming.
Governors in New York, California, Illinois, and elsewhere declare their opposition, promising to refuse compliance in their states. Trump orders their arrests. Trump pardons every January.
The ordering of their arrests, I'm not sure I'm not sure that is the level we'll get to. I think there's other ways that they're going to try and bring these states to heel. But he did pardon every January 6th protester, and 5 of them got arrested for pedophilia or child sex crimes in general. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Immediately following.
Jobs in his administration. The Department of Education is renamed the Department of American Values and mandates a nationwide Christian.
This is incorrect. All that shit's gone. We left it.
You cannot.
I'm not going to watch this again, but whoever was telling me that this is not like the end of the United States, this is a senator.
Works. Just like Elon Musk did not create USAID, he doesn't have the power to destroy it. And who's going to stop him? We are. We're going to stop him.
They weren't allowed past the front door. They weren't allowed in, so...
We don't have a fourth branch of government called Elon Musk, and that's going to become real clear. They're shuttering...
We have no other branch of government than Elon. He's going to get arrested. Yeah, no, they're going to start disappearing people real soon.
Agencies and sending employees home in order to create the illusion that they're saving money in order to do what? Pass a giant...
Getting rid of USAID is objectively bad for America. Like, in every possible way, this is a gift to our enemies.
Cut for billionaires and corporations.
I mean, I'm happy.
We talked about Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we are. This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution and you install yourself as the sole power, that is how dictators are made.
What the fuck is this? Watch live. Congressional Democratic leaders hold briefing on Elon Musk getting access to the government. Live.
Whatever.
Oh, right. It's this.
It's to bad results. When these Doge people decide to cut a program, have they even talked to the people who run the program?
No, of course not.
Have they even...
Well, yes, there are genuinely Republicans that are speaking out like this, but not very many of them. Well, for one...
Congress writes a law that dictates how USAID spends money to make sure that we're countering Chinese influence inside Africa, to make sure that we don't lose access to critical mineral supplies, so that we're fighting back against Hezbollah in Lebanon. So Congress writes a law.
So, like, that's what USAID does, by the way. There was at least one Republican that was against it. We're fucked, guys. We're not fucked, but the country's fucked. America's done. They're afraid they'll be sent to the hole next? Yes, absolutely. Here's a Republican. This is he's been in the Republicans party for a while. Like, this is an OG Republican.
The impact that this could have
Well, I'm interested in hearing more about it. I've heard press reports. If there's massive fraud, if the funds aren't being directed where the Congress has appropriated.
What we do with USAID is a whole bunch of black ops shit.
So
I'm glad it's gone.
We need to know about that. So I'm
I mean, we do a lot of good as well, but like,
do you think on that trying to
support end of the American empire shit?
I have felt for a long time that USAID is our way to combat the Belt and Road Initiative, which is China's
exactly what that is.
effort to really gain influence around the world, including Africa and South America and the Western Hemisphere. So
you should be.
We need an aid
all of those are very
program
likely
to match the Chinese effort, but it needs to be done in a way that the policymakers of the United States have decided ought to be done. And so,
like, anyone who thinks this is anything less than like we've just been overthrown and basically we have a tyrannical government that has not been democratically elected. Like, it is your job as a U.S. citizen. It's your duty to the Constitution to fight the tyranny however you can. This is why you have your Second Amendment rights. Use them. Now, I'm not saying go, shooting people, but like the Constitution gave you your rights specifically to protect from this. Like, what is it? Was it the Third Amendment that allows you to not allow soldiers to sleep in your house, or was that the Fourth? Third is forbids the housing of military service members in private homes without the consent of the owner. Don't forget about that shit. There was a thing on TikTok. Why are you telling me about cute winter boots? Like, I mean, they're cute, sure, that's fine, but it's summer for me, and I don't care. You're just a troll, aren't you? Let me see your messages. What have you said before? Oh no, never mind. You're fine. You're fine. I should get all cute winter boots and punty socks. But you know what? We should all do that. We should get I was gonna say get like a matching thing, but like it's code? Code for what? Like, is this some like Nazi shit? Man, I feel like I'm getting paranoid because they're setting up everything everywhere to constantly bombard us. I've been off for a hot minute. I don't know what I've seen the 2A. I don't know. What do you mean by this, please? Explain to me. When do you need cute winter boots to make sure you don't not slip? Like, this is bot behavior. Are you a bot? You need guns and ammo right now. Fuck the boots. Get guns and ammo. Get canned, like, beans. Buy some rice. Buy a rice cooker. And a lot of ammo. It's not looking good. Like, it's really not looking good. Oh, okay. I like it then. I like it. A slippery substance that forms on the ground during winter. Ice. Ah, thank you. You guys are teaching me a whole lot. This is what happens when I go away for like 3 days and suddenly we come back with like new terms, but I am glad. This is good. I like this. Now, who the fuck knows what will happen by tomorrow? Because again, like, Elon is the president.
I want to bring in NBC's Gabe Gutierrez in Washington. NBC's Vaughn Hilliard is on Capitol Hill for us. Carlos Curbelo is a former Republican congressman from Florida and an MSNBC political analyst.
Why the fuck would you need AI in a rice cooker?
Is an MSNBC legal correspondent. So, Gabe, I mean, this is all part of the plan as it was all along, right? Move fast, break things.
Yeah, that's the point, Chris, isn't it? And the White House will say that this is what they believe the American people voted for. They want to cut, they say, waste from the federal government, and this is what they say, that they're moving very quickly to do it. Of course, there are plenty of legal questions here on whether they can do this, but they do plan to move quickly. And as there's so many questions about Elon Musk's role in all of this, now White House officials say we wouldn't be paying so much attention to this if it wasn't Elon Musk. For example, even though he's a billionaire with billions of dollars in federal contracts, they see it as more of a process story, and what they're trying to focus on.
Like the legal answer is no, they can't. Yeah, they can't do shit. No one can do shit. He's God. He's the God Emperor.
This cutting of wasteful spending as they see it. Now, yesterday, President Trump
This is like cope, pretending that the Democrats have become the same. There is no Democrat anymore. They don't matter. The Democrats are part of the Republicans. They believe the same things. It is objectively over for them. Like, no one cares about any of that. I want to hear the man talking.
Our approval. Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval. And we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate,
again,
we won't.
Let me ask the question. If this was in Russia and one of the oligarchs did something that Putin didn't want, what would happen to them? Now, what if Elon does something Trump doesn't want? What's going to happen to him and how?
But
Trump's brain is soup. That's what it is. Like, he's old and tired. I've been saying this for a while. Donald Trump is more like mentally degraded than Joe Biden is. Joe Biden just has the stutter, so he sounds worse.
Give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't. But he reports in, and it's something that he feels very strongly about, and I'm impressed because he's running obviously a big company. It has nothing to do with there's a conflict that we won't let him get near it, but he does have a good natural instinct. He's got a team of very talented people. We're trying to shrink government.
So Musk is a special government employee, essentially not a volunteer, not a full-time employee, but he can only work 130 days on any given year, Chris. But the thing is that he can say he worked, say, a half day, for example. That only counts as a half day. But again,
by the way, let me make this clear. In the next 30 days, I promise you, we are going to hear 50-50, no, actually 60-40 odds of either Donald Trump or Elon Musk saying the N-word hard R on national television. And then we're going to argue about it. In the next 30 days, 100%. Yeah, this is all semantics. Elon is in control. None of that shit matters. Constitutional crisis is fucking hilarious because it doesn't matter. It turns out when the person who wants to be in charge says, no, I don't give a shit about your constitution, and nobody can stop him and no one does anything to stop him, then that's what happens. I love Tim Walz. Elon Musk is a terrible president. Just 10 out of 10, man. I mean, it'll get you sent to the camps, but wait, you're so right about the hard R thing, though. I know I am. We're going to see it in the next 30 days. I promise you. And then we're going to argue about it. I don't know whether we're going to argue about whether it's, like, actually the hard R or not. I don't know. We're going to argue about, like, woke language policing, one or the other. But we're definitely getting that. They will start using slurs. They love the N-word, the R. You know, of course, that it'll be in official documentation, 100%. But it'll start with the N-word. And, like, if I had to make a guess of where it'll come from, if it comes from the media, obviously it'll be on Fox News. But if it comes from Trump, it'll be because he's whining about Kamala Harris. Because, like, you listen to Trump talk. He's the whiniest man in the world. Like, he constantly whinges. That's half the weave, is him whinging about something. And he's going to go into a tirade about Kamala Harris, and he's just going to call her the N-word. And that's just what's going to happen. I see it. Now, speaking of the T word, like trans. I mean, I suppose they might. They call Michelle Obama trans constantly. They love to transvestigate people. It's kind of real creepy. So Netanyahu and Trump are meeting today. Let's hear what all of the Hitlers are saying about it.
For more on Netanyahu's upcoming visit and how long it will take to rebuild Gaza, former Israeli ambassador to the U.S., Michael Oren, joining.
And yeah, no, they'll absolutely be saying that. You should really stop censoring that shit. I know it sucks, but like part of being dark woke is we need to be okay with seeing these words. They're just words. They don't hold any power over you. People are going to use them shittily against you, but it'll make them feel a whole lot worse than it will make you feel when they use it against you. Use it against them. They're significantly more insecure about these things. Stop, being afraid. It's fine. Like, yes, it's bad, but at this point, like, what is that going to do? I feel like it's necessary. The past 2 weeks have been, I need a minute, Viz. Proud PPG, I feel you. Look, I take 3 days off because, like, it's so hot that being near an electronic is like being near a sun just blaring at me. And I come back and America was couped, overthrown. Like, the country's dead. Can I call Trump the N-word? You can do whatever you like. Go for it. I don't care. I don't think we should use them against them. It hurts us more than it hurts them. They're about to start rallying everybody into becoming Nazis. You need to start blending in. But at the same time, you don't have to. Like, you don't have to. I just think you should stop censoring the word. Like, don't be afraid to use it, especially in, like, the context of me, a queer streamer, asking you, like, oh, what did you mean by the T slur? Because, like, there's a couple words I could think of. Just say the word. Dark woke. Stop being afraid. We need to stop coddling each other. This country is too fucking coddled. Shit sucks sometimes, and people can say a bad word in a context that's not horrible. But, like, who does it really matter right now? Like, they're going to put us in death camps. We have so much bigger problems to worry about. I don't know. It makes me uncomfortable because I feel like we're not progressing at all, and they're about to sweep the entire left to the right.
Us now, Mr. Investor, thank you for taking time today. You heard Trey's report there. What do you make of just how high the stakes are with this Trump-Netanyahu meeting on Tuesday?
Good to be with you, Bruce. In fact, the stakes can't get much higher than they are, and I think Trey put his finger on it. If you go into the second phase of this ceasefire, what does it mean? Israel may give back a number of hostages. We have to assume that Hamas is not going to give back all the hostages.
I don't give a shit. Give me the
government that says if the fighting does not resume, and Hamas broke the ceasefire on October 7th, 2000.
Oh, by the way, like, they're obviously going to start the war again in a second, and they're just bombing the shit out of Gaza, not Gaza, the West Bank. So
breaks the ceasefire, and then we go in full force, but we get the hostages back. In the government, though, and I think this is what Trey was getting at, there are right-wing factions in that government that says if the fighting does not resume at the end of the first phase, then they will bolt the government.
Netanyahu.
And we'll have a government crisis. We'll have elections in the state of Israel. And many, many chaotic things will then transpire. But I think also it's important to point out that the meeting between the president and the prime minister, the first meeting of the president with a foreign leader, will deal with far more than just Gaza. Gaza is part of a piece of a puzzle that includes Lebanon. It includes the Saudi-Israel peace treaty, which is on the table. And above all, and I think the prime minister was intimating this as he was.
We've talked about how close Trump is with the Saudis, so that's interesting.
Getting on the plane, Iran. Can there be U.S.-Israel cooperation in meeting the Iranian threat and eliminating the Iranian nuclear threat?
Michael,
I don't know what we can do about Iran from our end if we're going to start invading other countries. Now, Israel already has a pretty direct route to attack Iran, but, like, I'm not sure that war is going to happen just anytime soon. I think it'll be a couple years.
You're really hitting a lot of important points, but as we look to this meeting on Tuesday, again, Netanyahu's position, essentially, he vowed to the destruction of Hamas. That goal has not been met, and Hamas is essentially saying we'd like for the war to end.
Israel has said that they can't erase Hamas, like there's no way.
Like to stay in power. How could possibly?
I just wanted to see, like, what about Netanyahu? I don't give a fuck.
State marker.
Okay. This is the vibe that you need to start embodying.
Their reaction where all of us people are getting together and have an international proletarian revolution. Right. Black people and white poor people and red poor people and Puerto Rican poor people and Latin American Puerto Rican people of poor people of all descents. They have them caught up in movements based on racism when the Black Panther Party stood up and said that we don't care what anybody says. We don't think you fight fire with fire fists. We think you fight fire with water fists. We're going to fight racism, not with racism, but we're going to fight with solidarity. We said we're not going to fight capitalism with black capitalism, but we're going to fight it with socialism. We stood up and said we're not going to fight reactionary pigs and reactionary state's attorneys like this and reactionary state's attorneys like Hanrahan with any other reactions on our part. We're going to fight their reaction where all of us people are getting together and have.
Do you know how scary these people were to the bourgeoisie? Like these people were so scary that we had gun legislation put in place because the Black Panthers bought guns to defend themselves. Black people arming themselves scared the shit out of the government. We need to take examples from history. Fred Hampton is a good one.
And that's saying all power to the people. That's saying that no matter what color you are, there's only two classes. And that's saying there's a class over here and there's a class over there. And the reason that this class over here has never did anything to get this class off its back because this is lower, this is upper. This is the oppressed, this is the oppressor. This is the exploited, this is the exploiter.
We need to go back to the basics because we've lost pretty much everything. Do what they did during the Depression, tax strike. Literally, just strike in any way you can. Use whatever tools are at your disposal in a safe manner to, delay, deny. In fact, do I not have the manual? There's that one. And there's that one. Straight from the CIA. That's probably your best bet right now, is adopting some of these protocols into the way that you behave. I was AFK for a while, and did you hear the Elon Twitter space on the regulations? The Majority Report covered it earlier. No, I did see he said that there should be no regulations. I didn't see that he did a Twitter space, and I fully expect that to be the reality now. Elon said it, so it's probably true. There are no regulations anymore. We live in a country where, this guy is the God Emperor. If he says it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Because he has he has all the money. It's been so fucking hot. And the sun is coming up, so I do have to go now because it's going to get very hot in this room. I think that it will get cool enough so I can stream again, tomorrow, same time as usual. And honestly, please, 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 please take it seriously. Go and go to the gun range, call the SRA or whatever it is. Do something. We're running out of time. Thank you, guys.